the Atlanta Falcons' next quarterback? This is a question that not only Atlanta Falcons fans are asking, but people all across the world are asking this question. Now, as free agency is looming behind us, this is a question that a lot of people really do not have any clarity on, in which in this video, I'm going to not only offer you clarity, but I'm going to tell you exactly who the Atlanta Falcons quarterback is going to be. Now, there are three options currently, four on the table for the Atlanta Falcons. Number one is Kirk Cousins. Two is Justin Fields. Number three is Russell Wilson. And number four is getting one of the quarterbacks in the draft. Now, unlike many people, I'm going to give you a leg up because we don't have to wait for free agency to see who the Atlanta Falcons are going with. And here is why. Number one, if the Atlanta Falcons go into this weekend and Monday comes along and no news has happened with the Atlanta Falcons or Kirk Cousins, then Kirk Cousins will be an Atlanta Falcon on Monday. The way this happens is that the Minnesota Vikings have free agency rights with Kirk Cousins. That means they do not have to wait to the legal tampering period to have discussions with him. So if Minnesota talking with Kirk Cousins and they come up with a deal, it will probably be before that free agency period on Monday because they want other people to know Kirk is our guy. Don't even try. But if Kirk gets to Monday and he does not sign with the Minnesota Vikings, that means he's leaving. That means he's going to the Atlanta Falcons because that means Minnesota didn't have a deal that he liked. And we all know how interested the Atlanta Falcons are in the idea of Kirk Cousins. So if nothing happens this weekend, Kirk Cousins is going to be an Atlanta Falcon. Option number two, if Kirk Cousins signs with Minnesota, let's just say Saturday or Sunday, Justin Fields will be an Atlanta Falcon by Sunday night or early Monday morning before the free agency tampering period begins. We all know Justin Fields is a viable option. And if the Atlanta Falcons decide, hey, Kirk Cousins isn't our guy, I believe that is option B for the Atlanta Falcons easily. He's a serviceable guy who can step in and propel the Atlanta Falcons to Super Bowl contention, in my opinion, and he's not that expensive. So if we make it to Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday, and we find out Kirk Cousins has signed with the Minnesota Vikings, Justin Fields will be the quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons. Now, let's just say Friday goes along, Saturday moves along, Sunday moves along. Neither Kirk Cousins signs with the Minnesota Vikings, and we don't hear about Justin Fields in a trade to the Atlanta Falcons. That means the Atlanta Falcons will get uber aggressive and draft a quarterback in the draft. I'm telling you, that deal with Justin Fields, if that does not occur that Monday morning, this is telling everyone else we're going in the draft. Because Ryan Poles, the GM of the Bears, has made it abundantly clear he would like deals to be done before free agency period because he wants to understand what needs to be done. What are the needs of other teams? And if the Falcons do not make a trade for Justin Fields by Monday, when the legal tampering period starts, that means they are 100% out on Justin Fields. Now, let's just say Kirk Cousins goes to Minnesota. The Atlanta Falcons don't go for Justin Fields. And then we find out, hey, they're not really interested in anybody in the draft, which I would anticipate we'll figure that out either by the end of the following week. This means that Atlanta Falcons are signing Russell Wilson. So, four main options. This upcoming weekend's timing will tell you all you need to know about who the quarterback of the future is going to be. Now, drum roll, please. Here is who the next Atlanta Falcons quarterback is going to be. It is Justin Fields. Now, a lot of you may say you're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. And I guess time will tell. But here are the facts on why Justin Fields will become an Atlanta Falcons. And I talk about this in my previous videos, but I kind of want to highlight this. Number one, if the Atlanta Falcons were extremely interested in Kirk Cousins, which I do think there's some mutual interest, but if they were interested as much as the media says, I do not think they would have tipped their hand and said, we want that guy in the NFL Combine. If they were super interested in this guy, and if this guy was interested in Atlanta Falcons, do you not think they would kind of keep that close to the vest, knowing that other teams may be interested in Kirk Cousins? I think, once again, this was a ploy by Kirk's team to get the deal done in Minnesota. All the time, people say they want what they know others want. And what Kirk Cousins' team wanted to do is prove to the Minnesota Vikings, if you do not get this deal done, he will walk, he will go to Atlanta. Now, I think Justin Fields will be Atlanta Falcon because, number one, it is a viable option for the Atlanta Falcons. He's from here. Two, this allows you to be super aggressive in free agency. Justin Fields is still under his rookie deal. That means you have 40, 50 plus million to go out and spend in free agency. This allows not only the Atlanta Falcons to fill needs while thinking about the quarterback position of the future, but it allows them to be super aggressive in free agency. And the last reason is that you can get him for basically little to nothing. I think GM Terry Fontenot has played an amazing game where he's done his due diligence in devaluing Justin Fields' value, the amount he's worth. Before we came into this offseason, people were saying Justin Fields was it took a first round draft pick to get him in a trade. Now people are talking about third to fourth round. You telling me Terry Fontenot, a GM who is a low risk, high reward kind of guy, won't take this low risk on Justin Fields? But he's going to do a high risk, which he could have a high reward with Kirk Cousins, but he's going to go out and do a high risk when it comes to Kirk Cousins? No, this is against his prerogative. He does not do this. So, I personally expect Minnesota Vikings to re-up Kirk Cousins by Sunday, and the Atlanta Falcons are going to say, hey, here's our best viable option. And they're going to go get Justin Fields for a third-round pick, and Justin Fields is going to be an Atlanta Falcon. Now, if you disagree with me, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you truly believe. And if you're interested in learning or hearing more about why the Atlanta Falcons are or are not going to get Kirk Cousins, check this video out right here. And if you're also interested in seeing why the Atlanta Falcons will potentially get Justin Fields, other than the reasons I just talked about, check this video out right here. And like always, peace.